Hey, welcome everyone to this live broadcast, whether you're jumping on here with us live or on the replay. My name is Randy Schrum with Mr. Michael Gardner, and we're excited that you're here. And what we're going to be talking about on this broadcast is really the pursuit of financial freedom and what that journey looks like. And we're going to talk about three core pillars on this broadcast. But do us a favor before we get started. I'm looking at my phone here, and we've got our team running the broadcast, but drop a comment. Let us know that you can hear us and that you're with us. And also do this. Let us know where you're watching from. We did this a few days ago, and we had people all over the world. And so it's pretty exciting what's happening. You guys will, as we get into this information, you'll see that. But once we have the confirmation, give me a systems check. Jonathan, we good? Yep.
Great.
All right. Awesome, guys. So let's get into it. And what I want to do is really just set the table on what we're going to be talking about. So in order to do that, I'll just share a little bit about my background and story, and Mr. Gardner will as well. So I started this journey back in 1999 where I was laying in bed one night wondering, where would my income come from if I could never work again? And that set me on a journey where I actually started becoming a real estate investor, invested in real estate all over St. Louis, and which is a Midwest state in the U.S., and did that successfully for almost 9 years. But then I transitioned into the home business arena and stayed on this pursuit of financial freedom. And we've been very fortunate over the last few years where we've really hit our stride in that. But I know what it's like to be wondering, how can you get financially free? How can you create passive income, meaning money that continues to come in whether you're working or not? And that's what we're going to be talking about and we're going to be talking about three core pillars. But Mr. Gardner, why don't you introduce yourself and a little bit about who you are?
Awesome. That's great stuff, Randy. We have, the pursuit of financial freedom. I was actually a little different. I was pursuing, time freedom and financial freedom at the same time, which we're going to cover that tonight. But I got into this industry about 5 years ago. But growing up, I went to school, I graduated, I got out of school, I went to work in my 20s, and I worked at a boat factory for 10 years and punched a clock, 6 o'clock every morning. I could go home when they told me to go home every night. And I did that through my 20s. And I woke up one day in my late 20s and said, I'm not going to punch a clock for the rest of my life. There has to be a better way to build a life or build, an income. So I actually opened a Benjamin Moore paint store. I opened a franchise, which was, I thought it was awesome. I went from an employee punching the clock to a business owner owning a business. And that was through my 30s. Well, what I quickly realized was I made a lot of money, but I worked 80 hours a week to do it. I had employees, I had overhead, I had stress, I had everything that comes along with business ownership. All I did was I owned my own job now. I went from working a job to owning a job.
Right.
And speaking of real estate, when 2009 hit, right, my paint store actually flipped 80%. There was no houses going up. No one needed paint. So it actually gave me an opportunity to look at this industry. And if it wasn't for that, it was a blessing in disguise that my paint store took a dive and the economy crashed because it let me find this industry. And once I found this industry 5 years ago, I started studying the industry because I'm a businessman. I didn't understand it at first. People are going around selling things and, nagging people and harassing people. And that's how people look at it at first until you actually look at the power of the industry. Once I figured out the power of building networks and leveraging time and leveraging money and helping people, it was game over. I went straight to the top of that company, became one of the top earners over there, made 6-figure income. And 5 years later, I've met some of the most amazing people in my life in this industry. So I'm just excited for us to share what we
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's do this. Let's dive right in. So if you're ready, type in and let us know you're ready. And I'm going to set the table here. First of all, if you've been in the home business arena for any amount of time, what you're going to see is absolutely going to shock you. It's going to blow you away. It's completely different than what you would expect. And it's operating in the largest industry today. And so I've been around the block. I've taken a look at a lot of businesses, a lot of opportunities that are out there. And when this one crossed my desk, I didn't do the typical, well, hey, thanks for sharing that information with me, and continued on my merry way. When this one crossed my desk, I said, you know what? This thing is too huge, too big, and too many people could win. so many people could win with this. And so that's what we're going to cover. So in order to do that, let's talk about these 3 core pillars that we're going to share with you. And I'll just flip this down here. But we're going to talk about 3 pillars on money that we've discovered on our journey that are absolutely essential no matter what you do. If you're wanting to become financially free, you're wanting to earn some extra income or create some assets out there spinning off cash to you, whether you're working or not. If that's you, then you really need to pay attention to these 3 core pillars, okay? So let's get into them. And the first pillar is information. Let me explain. So when I got started in this industry, when I got started as an entrepreneur, I knew that there was information that wealthy people had that I didn't have. I knew I almost felt like there was a secret club. I don't know, anybody out there right now feel like that wealthy people have a certain set of information? If you do, type in yes and let us know, right? I mean, and that's the reality, is that wealthy people operate with a certain set of information. And put it like this, the most powerful people on the planet today are the people who control information. Information is the currency of today's world. And so when you can become an insider, when you can get that kind of information, then you can begin to act on it and begin to create wealth. But you have to get that information, which I will share one other thing, and I'll let you speak to this. But you know that here's the reality, is that 79% of wealthy people, when they graduate school, they continue to educate themselves. 79%. They continue to read books, to attend seminars, to access information that most people wouldn't. Yet only 7% of poor people continue education after school. Meaning, let me put it like this. Have you ever met anybody, or have you ever known anyone that says, thank God I'm done with school, and they close the books because they'll never have to get themselves reading another book or attending another course ever again in their life? You see, and the reality is you're like the 5 people you hang around most. I know that might have been ouch, right? Type in ouch if that felt like a little painful. But that's the reality. This is pillar number 1. If you can't get access to the information, then you're already behind the 8 ball.
Guys, knowledge is power. Information is power. And like Randy said, he just stuck you in the ribs there, because we are equal to the 5 people we hang around with the most. So if you're hanging around a bunch of people that aren't reading books, that aren't doing better in their life, that don't have goals, that don't have ambition, you might be the 6th, because you're going to be hanging around with them. Wealthy people hang in wealthy circles, and they get knowledge and information from wealthy people. So just going back to the paint store, Randy, when I started my paint store, I had no idea what that was. And by the way, I was one of the people Randy's talking about who got out of school and closed my book and said, yes, I'm never touching another book in my life. I didn't realize the numbers back then. But getting into this industry and getting into personal development and hanging around the people I'm hanging around, I now realize that was a huge mistake. So that kept me through my young years. But the knowledge is huge, because when I started my store, guess what I did? There was other business owners. There was other Benjamin Moore paint store owners that actually, some failed and some were crushing it. Guess what I did? I was smart enough to go make relationships with the stores that were crushing it, because I wanted their information. I wanted their knowledge. If I'm in that industry, I want to be the best I can. I'm not going to ask the guy that was closed his store 2 years later. I'm going to ask the guy that's been there doing it for 20 years and crushing his business. So information and knowledge is powerful stuff.
It is. So let's move to pillar number 2. And pillar number 2 is systems. You see, wealthy people understand to leverage systems. They understand that people fail, but systems won't. And a better way of even looking at it is, see, people can get emotional. People can have a bad day. But systems don't get emotional. They don't have bad days. They might need upgrades. They might need improvements. But systems, when you can leverage systems, you can duplicate success. When you can find systems that don't discriminate, that anybody could use, anybody could leverage, then you have pillar number 2, where you can begin to build wealth. And so you want to be out there looking for systems that level the playing field for the average person. And here's the key, all right? Proven systems. And why do I say proven systems? Because, you know, if you've operated in the home business industry, a lot of people come out with systems that flat out aren't proven. You know, where, you know, in what we do and what I've been doing, as I have literally put hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line perfecting systems. until they're proven before I ever give them to people who are working directly with me. And in fact, last month alone, I'll just say it right now, people leveraged our system, and we generated over just a small group of us in this beta group. We did this beta test, and we had over $350,000 in commissions with this small group that's been working with us. And right now you're here because we're going to be sharing with you how you can be a part of that group and have the similar results that these people had simply by following some simple directions, right? But systems are what does that, right?
Systems are powerful. When I was actually looking at Benjamin Moore Paint Store, actually, did you know that if you go out and open a sandwich shop or a coffee shop or a little small business and you don't have a system, you're just opening a shop, 90% of small businesses fail within the first 2 years. If you're trying to open that coffee shop or open that sandwich shop on your own, you have a 90% failure rate. Why do people invest and why do people come into McDonald's? Right? McDonald's does not have the best hamburger in the world.
Yeah.
McDonald's has one of the best systems in the world. And when investors invest into a McDonald's franchise, they're investing into that system, not the hamburger, not the fries, not the people, the system of what they run. And when you step back into our industry, what we're doing, I know top leaders, I have top leaders on my team that would only look at a company if it had a system. They look at the system first, then the products, then the comp plan. But system was always first with some of the top leaders in this industry. So when you can show them what we're about to show you, I got goosebumps, Randy, because this stuff's about to get crazy.
And here's a bonus tip with this pillar, is a lot of companies, they don't stay on the cutting edge when it comes to systems, right? Yes. How many of you out there in the audience right now know what I'm talking about, where you've been a part of companies where their system feels like it's 10, 20 years out of date, yep. Or they expect you to push a rope uphill, right? Know what I'm saying, right? And if that's you, I mean, comment, let us know, drop an emoji, something like that. But the reality is we're going to show you a system that's on the cutting edge, that stays up to date and is continually proven, where our money's been put at play so that the rest of the masses who work with us, they don't have to operate from theory. They don't have to wonder if it's going to work. They know it's going to work. They know the data and the results on the back end.
I have people that have joined this business just because of your system.
That's it.
Point blank, period.
So, all right. Pillar number 3, friends, is wealthy people, they believe and understand the power of leverage and compound. And where, J. Paul Getty said this, he said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 1% of my own efforts. Great oil man of his day. John D. Rockefeller said it similar. And he was looking at all of the employees who worked for him. You see, he understood the power of leverage. Right? But wealthy people also understand this. They understand the power of compound. And when most people, when I say the power of compound, they immediately think of money, right? But let me give you an example of something that you might not have considered. And that is, have you ever said something like, or known someone who said, well, that rich person just pays someone to mow their lawn because their yard, or pays someone to clean their house because they have the money. And see, that's the wrong way of thinking. You see, rich people pay for that because they understand the power of compounding their time. And here's the big aha. If you go back and you understand that, see, what they do is they compound their time, pay someone to do something else, so they can go back to pillar 1. And they go get more information that can create more wealth in their life. You see, they know there's new cutting edge information out there, and they stay up to date on that information. You see, you don't get access to information one time in your life, and that's it. You got to stay on the cutting edge of it. And see, wealthy people understand that. So they'll have other people do other tasks for them to compound their time. But they also understand they want to compound their money. And most people I've talked to, they have never started this process where they're compounding their money. And so we're going to show you a way to compound your money and how to get started with that. And this is incredibly important.
Yes.
So let's get into it, guys. So
one thing on that, leveraging your time. What I realized real quick on leveraging the time was when I was at my paint store, I was only open, 10 or 12 hours a day. And that's when I made money. When I got into this industry, I started realizing how you leverage your time, what Randy's talking about. I started growing a team. I started sharing with a few people who share with a few people who share with a few people. And I could only work for 15, 16, 18 hours a day myself because I have to sleep, I have to eat, I got to shower, I got to do stuff. So I'm limited in my day. But as soon as I built a team of 100 people or 1,000 people, or me and Jimmy Coleman have built teams over 10,000 people, I quickly realized that instead of me working 1 hour on my job if I could get everybody, all 10,000 people to just work 1 hour this week, I got paid on 10,000 hours of manpower. That's leveraging your time. You can't do that personally, but building a team and a network, you can get paid on thousands and thousands of hours a week.
Powerful. Here's a truth that we want to share with you. In order to become financially free, you must become financially fit. Would you agree with that? In order to become financially free, you must become financially fit. What do we mean by that? Well, what we're talking about is, I used to weigh 115 pounds more than what I weigh right now. Okay, I know that's kind of crazy to imagine I had 100 pounds more on my body.
You lost a man.
I lost a man. I did.
Yeah.
But you know what I had to do? I had to start eating right. I had to start training. And I train every day. I watch what I eat every day. I had to become physically fit. And it wasn't just a one-time thing. I had to continually go through this process. And you know what? Guys, listen. When I started, it was kind of painful. It wasn't a habit, right? I had to do it for months before it became part of my life. And so it was a little bit uncomfortable. And you know what? Hey, if you want to become financially fit, guess what? Let's get through the hard part for a second. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. If you want someone to truly mentor you, and here's the reality, folks, you might just be one mentor or one system or one tool away from financial security, okay? And I would suggest to you that you're probably just one mentor and this opportunity away from financial freedom, all right? But in order to become financially free, you must become financially fit. Would you agree with that? Before we can move on, type in and let us know if you agree or disagree with that, okay? Hopefully everyone's agreeing, because it's just a real strong truth that we need to acknowledge in order for us to go through that process of maybe discovering some things that we need to eliminate in order to get there, right?
I love that point. Love that point.
Okay, so financial fitness really comes down to this. It really comes down to education, which is lifelong. You've got to stay on the cutting edge of wealth information, what wealthy people act on. Some of it is simple and it's easy to do, but it's also easy not to do. And then you also need to be able to leverage technology and systems. You hear all of the latest information out there about artificial intelligence and systems and technologies and the way that our world is evolving. I mean, think about it. 3 years ago, who would have thought 3 years ago that you would have gotten on your phone, typed in, and told a complete stranger to come pick you up? We're right now broadcasting from the Encore in Las Vegas, and tell them in their personal car on your phone to come pick you up and drive you somewhere. That was the power of Uber, right? But 3 years ago, we'd get on our phone or get on our computer and go and book with a technology to stay at someone's house.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about here. And so,
and
yes.
Guys, the power of that is going back to the information. Okay.
Right.
What you just said, the information. 3 years ago, taxi cab drivers were laughing at people that were saying, yeah, right, you're gonna pick someone up in your car and someone's gonna do this and that. They didn't for one want to get the information of what was coming, because technology is changing the world. Whether you know it or not, or whether you believe it, it's changing the world every single day. So the taxi cab drivers that were smart, they grabbed the information about Uber and Lyft. I talk to them all the time. Every time I jump in an Uber or Lyft, I talk to the driver. He's an entrepreneur, right? He's using his car to make money. And he was smart enough, a lot of them were smart enough to be a taxi cab driver at the very beginning, get the information of what was coming, and all of a sudden switch over so they weren't left behind. So we don't want to leave people behind, Randy.
That's it.
Yeah.
You've got to stay on the cutting edge. Wealthy people understand that. And so, we'll get into it more, but look at this. So let's talk about some results that we've had here recently. So I'll share mine, but you've been able to leverage one of the technologies we're about to talk about. I'll talk about my results, and then you can talk about yours, and even talk about historically the last couple years. Okay.
Yes.
So myself, in January, I deposited my money with a technology, with a bank, where I have now, over a 6-month period, I earned a 16% return on my deposit. Let me emphasize and really make this clear for you. I simply placed my money with a technology, with a bank, an international reputable bank that's got 11 million customers, okay, publicly traded, 52,000 employees, yet less than 1% of their customers know that this technology exists, okay? And I was able to leverage this technology in the largest market in the world simply by having a subscription and letting it compound my money. You see, and I can, here's the power of that. I mean, think about this. 3-year proven track record. How much of a return are you getting on your bank deposit? Or let alone, let's just say you got into a high yield savings account. I mean, type it in. I want to see the comments. What kind of return are you getting on your savings account or a high yield, even a CD and an annual return? And I know that the comments are going to be coming through that you have less than 1% or 2.5% over 5 years that you get it annually. But if you get out of that CD, then you're going to be penalized. But guys, one of the things that we're going to be sharing with you is got a 3-year proven track record. It's got a third-party auditor, meaning it's the results are published in real time. We'll be able to give you the link, and we're a publicly traded company, and we're in over 70 countries. Okay, that's my results. We'll get more into our products and our education, but talk about your results.
Awesome. The results goes back to information and knowledge.
That's right.
And the wealthy who are connected in circles with wealthy people that are talking. About, I would say a year and 6 months ago, I met Travis. Travis flew us out to see this algorithm that was trading in the Forex currency market. I had no idea about Forex currency. I had no idea about algorithms. I had no idea about nothing. But because we became top earners in that company, and Travis reached out and said, hey, I want to show you guys something that I'm going to be launching here soon, and I'm going to give you guys access to set up an account. So I went in with a partner. We actually put some money into it, and it did 37% in 11 months.
Yes.
That's huge. And then we actually took that product and launched it into Hodo. And when you have a system and a technology like that, the only way you get it is by information.
That's right.
If I never would have learned about the information, I never would have solved the algorithm. If no one would have shared it with me, if I wouldn't have been open-minded enough to say, you know what, there probably is a different way that people make money. And I didn't know about it, but my mind's always open. I'm always looking at other ways to do things because I'm an entrepreneur. That's what we do. So just, it goes back to the knowledge, knowing it was there, somebody sharing it with us, right? Because what do we do? Share it. Mm-hmm. And what have we done the last 7 months? We've built this since February when we launched it, right? We launched it without any of this.
Right.
Guys, we've walked around with a machete in the woods chopping down sticks because we weren't third party. I mean, we didn't have the publicly traded or the Better Business Bureau. A lot of people don't know that.
Right.
I use that a lot. This company is not only publicly traded now, they have a top rating on the Better Business Bureau. So guys, we take people's excuses away. Hashtag that. We take people's excuses away. And now we got, with this merger with Wealth Generators, we took the machetes out of our hand. Look what we got now.
That's awesome.
We got the publicly traded. We got the Better Business Bureau. Now we have ammunition and power, credibility, and validation for what we're doing. So
some people are saying, what's the system? What's the system? Now, a couple people have commented and shared what kind of return they're getting with other vehicles, right? But understand those that shared like they're getting a 12 or 13% with another vehicle. Let's just clarify that, right? Meaning you can't pull that money out within 12, 24, 5 years, 12 months, right? We're talking about something where you can pull it out at any time. We're not talking about something that gives you a penalty, okay? Some of you are sharing results that'll get you 12%, but that's when you're locked in for 5 years, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about total control.
I'm going to tell you right now, the best hedge fund managers in the world last year with billions of dollars on under management did 12.9% for the year. Billions of dollars in hedge fund managers.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And real quick systems checks. Jonathan, are those all those comments popping through?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay. All right. All right. So who are we? Well, our company is Wealth Generators, and we are a financial fitness company, right? That's who we are, and we're excited about that. We're a 3-year-old company, and guys, we're just getting started. But we're in 70 countries. We're about to expand into 90. Okay, and we're super excited about where we're headed. But look at this. Here is our products. We cover in 3 core areas, and we're going to break them down very quickly for you, where it comes down to finding your money, getting educated on where your money's at, getting educated on your finances, right? then how to grow your money. We really focus on that, and then how to manage and keep your money. So let's talk about that. Let's break this down really quick. So, well, in order to find your money, we have very short, concise educational videos on things like debt management and how to, better manage your finances. Areas where that's kind of that part where, like when I realized I was 100 pounds overweight, it was that part where that first few months where I was like going through the process of going, ooh, I need to make some changes. I need to do this, right? Because I love what one of our co-founders says. He says, any fool can make $1 million. It's the smart ones who keep it. And you see, our educational videos, which are led up by Ross Jardine, one of the most well-respected, well-known financial educators out there. You can look him up, okay? And he's the one that leads up our library and has exclusive trainings for our members. And you get trained every single month. So you get access to existing content, but fresh content to stay on the cutting edge of what it takes to build true financial freedom, right? Because it's an ongoing process.
Yes.
So that's our first core area. Now, the second area you're going to hear from both me and Mr. Gardner, okay? The first area is called RISE. So we play in this area called the global currencies. Why do we play in that? Guys, pay attention. I want you to lock your eyes right on me for a second because this is powerful. Here's why we play in it. Here's why we operate in it. Because banks are known to generate 40 to 60% of their profits in this market. Let me put it another way. The fix is in. Banks are known to take your deposits and your money, right, in order to generate 40 to 60% of their profits. You see, wealthy people understand something. They understand the power of compound, but a lot of them even understand the power of other people's money. And see, they pay you a measly 1 to 2% on your money, and they go out there and compound it like crazy and generate 40 to 60% of their profits. And I think it's about time that you and I get to play in that same world and play in it at that level. And that's what RISE does. And RISE is the technology that we were just talking about our results in. Now, past profits don't guarantee future results. We've got to say that. But guys, we've got a 3-year proven track record, okay? We've been closing profits daily for the last 3 years. Okay, when you can go and look at our third-party auditor and see in real time note this, millions of dollars on deposit of our customers, right? When was the last time you were part of even a direct sales business where your customers make money? That's what RISE does. Then we have FX Accelerator. So if you're more educated in the currency markets, gives you more control. We have another one called FX1, requires less capital. Well, what does that mean? Well, RISE, your money will start compounding for you once you have $500 on deposit. You can start making small deposits, but once you have 500 in there, it'll start compounding for you. And then we also have crypto mining coming out this month. And what is that? Well, that's our brand new service where it's not the speculative side that everyone's hearing about. It's simply our machines out there acquiring cryptocurrency for you and depositing it right into your personal wallet every single day. And so what we really focus in on our automated technologies, systems, right? One of those core pillars is we concentrate on things where we can remove a lot of the speculation. Now you can focus on some of the products that give you more control, but if you're prone to not being one that wants to get educated, which is one of that core pillars, if you're prone to being emotional, you want to focus on the ones that require less of you involved, right? Where it can remove the human error component. And then we also have equities and startups. Anything you would like to say about this?
Just on the RISE product alone, it's been said that you need 10,000 hours to be an expert in anything, right? So I don't know anything about Forex. A lot of people I know don't know anything about Forex. I don't have 10,000 hours. I don't even want to know 10,000 hours to do it. This product works all by itself. And like you said, going through the other products, it's actually a stepping stone. It can give you a financial game plan to actually start making money. And we'll talk about it later in the comp plan and how we're doing this. And then to get into these other products that are ready for people also. So it's a game plan.
It is. It really is. And then our third area is keeping your money. And we have a tax software unlike anything you've ever seen on the market. And it also installs on your phone and allows you to keep track of your money. It allows you to find new money. What we've been seeing is a lot of people who are using this to track their it'll link up with your credit cards and your bank accounts if you wanted to. It's all secure, and it's only seen by you and the software, but it'll allow you to help you understand where your money is going better, and it'll help start saving you on your taxes. And it's incredible.
It does every receipt. Not only
Yes.
your banks, not only your credit cards,
Take
it
a
does
picture of
every
it.
receipt. You take a picture and it stores it for you. It puts it away for you. This is also in the find section.
Yes.
Because this will find your money. I have some people in the other room that actually, that you don't even realize it, but they were spending $10 a day at Starbucks every single day. This thing went out and found and said $10 a day at Starbucks for your coffee. That's $300 a month. $300 a month we just found because you're going and spending money at Starbucks, and that's what it does. It takes your little spendings that slip by your mind, and it actually lets you find them. And then it's also connected to the home-based business has huge tax write-offs. This thing is already programmed to know the tax write-offs that we get as business owners in the home-based business arena.
Why is this important? Here's a stat for you. A lot of people spend a lot of money on cable and Netflix and all these other services. Well, you know what? Here's just something that might say a little ouch for some people. You know that over 80% of poor people, they watch reality TV, but less than 5% of wealthy people spend money on Netflix and other services to watch reality TV.
Yep.
Why is that important? Because this helps you discover if you've got poor habits or wealthy habits.
And they just don't have the information and the knowledge yet, and that's what we're sharing. Most people share physical fitness and spiritual fitness, but there's 3 keys to having a great life: financial fitness, spiritual fitness, and financial fitness. And nobody talks about the financial fitness.
We got to become financially fit.
Yes.
That's right. He was going right to the next slide. Would you agree? You have to become financially fit in order to become financially wealthy. You have to.
100%.
And it can't be where you just eat right? If we were talking about health, it just can't be you just work out right. It's got to be you get rest, you do all the right things, and you continue to maintain it. It's not a one-time shot. And so look at this. You can get access to all of our products for $199 a month, right?
And your training and your mentorship.
And your mentorship, right?
Yes.
But watch, here's something I want to show you. Who wants theirs for free? I want to see the comments. Who wants to know how you can get access to our all-in pack for free? And this isn't a joke. This isn't a scheme. This is the truth. I'm going to show you how you can get access to all of our products for free, right? Look at this. Yes, they're coming. All right, here's how it is. And it's pretty simple. Let me ask you this question before I do it. Do you know anybody that could potentially leverage Rise like me and Mr. Gardner are leveraging it? Do you know anybody that would really like to start compounding their money every single month? And here's our public auditor results. Our public auditor today shows a 2.5% return on deposit every single month, right? That's what the public. I can't speak to anybody else's results, but if you ask someone to share with you the auditor link, they would send it to you. You'd simply get back with the person who invited you to this broadcast. They'll get you the information. And so the answer is obviously everybody needs Rise, right? Well, it's really simple. If you refer 3 people, yours is free after the first month, meaning you pay $199 one time, and you would not have to pay for it any other month after, as long as you've referred 3 people who've subscribed.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
It's really that simple.
It's simple. And guys, if you set up an account like me and Randy have, and hundreds and thousands of people have already set up the account, and you started watching that thing do 15% in 6 months or 37% in 11 months, and you started seeing that, wouldn't you share that with your family and friends? Your family and friends have their money in a bank account making less than 1% a year. And you just made 3% a month, and you're going to sit there and hide that from them? No, you're going to go out and share this with a few people, and they're going to get excited about what's going on, and that's where this takes over.
And I want you to think about something. If you've been in the direct sales world for a while and you say, well, I don't want to share this kind of information with my friends or family, listen to me. Let's put the brakes on for a second. Every customer you expose this to, if they stay with this technology for 6 months, 12 months, historically what we've seen is that people are winning, right? If your friends, family, and the people you know could win, and we've got a 3-year proven track record, closing profits daily, publicly traded company, we're not talking about the same old thing here, okay? That's what I meant when I said when we started today that you're going to see something that absolutely changes the game, okay? Our customers are winning.
Yes.
If you did anything else, you would become a customer today, right? If you didn't, I don't know. I mean, did you understand the title of the broadcast, The Pursuit of Financial Freedom? Do you want financial freedom? So that's the reality. So look at this. Who wants to create leverage in their life? Anybody want to create leverage in their life? We're going to show you how to do it. All right. And Mr. Hammock said past results do not guarantee future results. Yep. We've said that a few times. That's right. That's right. So folks, here's how you create leverage in your life. When you can share this information with people and people can win, well, we're going to show you a really, 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 can I say really simple compensation plan?
Yes.
That everybody wins with.
Yep.
It really does. And so let me show you. Here it is. If you went and if you wanted to unlock this compensation plan with this company, it requires you to refer 3 people in what they call personal volume, and you unlock all of the benefits of this company's compensation plan. Meaning you refer 3 people and you unlock the ability to generate guaranteed income. Okay. And then the second area is where group volume, where the total volume that is done in your group, either by what you did, your team did, or someone else put in your group, meaning someone like me or Mr. Gardner, that's called group volume. What does that look like? Well, let's talk about it. Let's say this is you, right? And you referred 1, 2, or 3 people. And like me, I've referred over 400 people, okay, in 1 year, okay? Mr. Gardner's referred a ton of people. So it doesn't mean you have to refer just 3. But if you refer just 3, just think about it. You unlock the power of this compensation plan. Why don't you explain a little bit more?
Not only that, but all your products that are making money every month, that if you see the track record, you see what they're doing, they're making money every month. You have access to these products for free. Guys, with these 3, it doesn't only unlock the comp plan of what we're about to show you, it unlocks you running a business in 90 countries absolutely free with no overhead. You know how much overhead I had in my paint store? I had about $9,000 a month overhead every single month. No one ever came to me. Benjamin Moore never came to me and said, Mike, if you do this many sales, we're just going to pay all your overhead next month. Guys, this company is telling us, me, you, and Randy right now, that if you refer 3 people, and it could be customers, it doesn't have to be reps. It could be customers or reps. You refer 3 of them, and your products are free. Your business is free and has no overhead. And now he's going to show you this powerful comp plan that we're getting ready to get.
And here's what's going to happen. Here's what you're not going to, unfortunately, here's what you're not going to be able to avoid. Here's what's going to happen.
Yep.
Okay, here's the bad news. It's going to begin to take off. Here, can you help me with this?
Yep.
What's going to happen? We stuck that on there too good.
Yep.
Your group volume is going to explode because some people are going to refer 5, some are going to refer 3, some are going to refer 4, and it's going to explode. You're going to begin to have customers come in. And what if this isn't you? What if you're number 2 and this is Mr. Gardner? Mr. Gardner all of a sudden brings on another customer or rep and puts him way down here in your group. That's part of your group volume. Okay? I want you guys to catch this because this next part is going to blow your mind. And some people said, question mark, guaranteed income?
Guaranteed.
Yes. You ready for it? Here it is. We're going to show it to you now.
No other company can guarantee this.
Nobody.
On this.
So here's what's exciting. I'm stepping out of the camera, but I want to show you our company mission. And I knew this was going to do this, but that's okay. So why don't you share our company mission?
Our company mission, guys, which is very powerful. We just merged and we have a lot of leaders and owners, but here's the company's mission and goal: to help 1 million people around the world make $500 extra a month. You know what $500 extra a month would do, Randy? Back in 2009, it would have saved about 80% of the foreclosures that happened in 2009. Wow. Just $500 a month. Okay, it probably would have saved 80% of the divorces that happened back then also, because of people, financially fighting over finances and all that. But guys, when you start building your asset, your network is your asset. Okay, I don't know, a lot of people don't understand that. When you build a network, it's an asset that you can leave to your children. Okay, you're working at a job, you can't leave that somewhere. When you start building a network, 9 people is you get in year 3, and basically they get 7, 8, 9 people, and you're guaranteed $500 a month with that amount of people in your business. That doesn't happen. In every other network marketing company out there, you need between 100 and 200 reps, not even customers. This can be customers. You can build this with 9 customers, Randy. You see how crazy that is? We can do that with 9 customers. You don't have to talk about the comp plan if you don't want to. But in any other company, 100 to 200 reps to make $500 a month, if you're lucky. And the dropout rate is tremendous in them companies.
Right.
I haven't had one person in the last 7 months. We've had hundreds of people set up Rise accounts. I haven't had one person cancel their account.
That's it.
Not one. Not one.
And you know what? I want to acknowledge the leaders that are on the broadcast, maybe out there kind of peeking in, looking at this. Here's the thing. Understand this. The very reason why people start this path of financial freedom in home business is to create wealth, right? They want more time, they want more money, so they have freedom. The very things that we're offering is products that offer financial freedom. Not stuff that stuffs in your garage, not stuff that you got to figure out, not stuff that they cancel in 3 months. Hello, right? Ouch. What we're talking about here is where if your group gets 9 all-ins, your group, not you, but your group, you're making $500 a month guaranteed. Look, here, let's break this down. Yes, it is guaranteed income, folks. I mean, we can't say that enough, okay? I mean, look, and let's break it down. If you want to make $1,000 a month, look at that. How many of you want to make $1,000 a month, right? Right here. Okay, I want you guys to do me a favor. If you've built a business in the direct sales industry, all right, confession time, please type in the comments how many people you've ever had total in your group, whether you personally sponsored or was sponsored and put under you.
Personally enrollment.
Personally enrollment. Like Mr. Gardner said at one time in one of his group, he had 10,000 people.
Yeah.
I want you to, because I want you to catch the power of what I'm showing you here. Okay, type those in. I want to see those comments.
There's people on this feed right now that have done over 50,000
yes.
organizations. Okay, so we're going to show you some numbers that are going to blow these people away.
Folks, understand this. If you had 27 people in your group, all in, you'd make $1,000 a month. How many of you want to make $2,000 a month, right? Think about this. We're looking for people who want to change their financial path. Maybe a few extra $1,000 a month. Maybe people want to go from part-time to full-time, right? I want you to understand what you're looking at here. This thing will completely change your life. You can make $4,500 a month with 167 people in your group. You say, Rady, what's this 40%? You guys remember when I showed you the 1, 2, and 3 legs? You could have 4 legs, but you couldn't count more than 40% of the 167 from one leg. That's really as simple as it is. And so if you want to make $9,000 a month, you need 333 people in your group. That's it.
Randy, when you're building the 3 legs, it's to break it down simply, you're building 3 sales teams. And you are managing your business. You're the CEO of your own company. You're looking at your 3 sales teams every single month, and you're seeing which ones are blowing it out, which ones need help, which ones are doing this. And us as leaders are plugging in holes, and we get to help our 3 sales teams as we go to infinity, to as far as you can go.
This goes to infinity.
Now, Randy, we're talking about this money. This doesn't even count what you're making using our products.
No.
So in traditional networking, if a networker comes into this industry, he comes in to make money. If you come into this industry in another company out there, you're coming in to make money. You know right off the bat that you have to either sell or recruit to make money, right? Not here. Guys, if you use our products, you make money. If you want to recruit and share your results with other people, now we get into this. That's where it's powerful. There's 2 streams of income in this company, and there's a third that we'll talk about in a little while. There's 3 streams of income in this one company. Where every other company is 1 stream.
So if you find yourself here on this broadcast and you say, I don't have the money to fund my Rise account, then what you want to do, what we want to help you do is start making $500 a month, and we want you to commit. We'll work with you. We'll lock arms with you, okay? We'll show you how to do this. But we want you to commit to taking at least one of those $500 a month paychecks and deposit it into Rise. And then when we get you to $1,000, we want you to commit one of those monthly paychecks. You put it into Rise. Okay, we want that commitment out of you. If you say, "What? I don't have the money to put it into one of the products yet," that's okay. Lock arms with us. Let's help you get your 3. Let's help you build your group, because we're going to be building alongside you, and we'll get you going. Folks, look at this. I've seen people say they've had 50,000. Jason said he had 100,000 people in his team. Mm-hmm. Folks, I know people who've had 100,000 people in their team, and they're hardly making anything. If you had 1,300 people in your team, you'd be making $25,000 a month. Okay? And remember, you brought on 3. Maybe you brought on 10, right? And you got excited about this. You maybe got a little excited about this business, got excited about helping people become financially free, shared this information, maybe sharpened your axe, learned some of the things to invite people to a broadcast like this, and next thing you know, you're seeing these type of incomes. Look at this, folks, $45,000 a month, not a year, all right? 2,333 people. If you want to make $65,000 a month, we have a gentleman in our group, in our company, making $65,000 a month.
22 years old.
And he's 22.
Yeah. So go figure.
Right? Okay. All right. And he's got a little over 3,300 people in his group. If you want to make $90,000 a month. Why am I going through this, folks? The reason why I'm going through this is because some of you need to dream again. Some of you have tried things in the past, and that's okay. It's okay to mess up. It's okay to make mistakes. But you cannot allow your past failures to dictate your future. And some of you need to rise up and hope again, because what we're showing you is a true path to financial freedom. You see, I believe, because what happened last month, we had over 350,000 in commissions in a small group in this beta test, right? We brought on 1,600. Oh, I already let the cat out of the bag.
It's one of your slides, but we'll do it a little bit.
But here's the point. I believe over the next 6 to 8 months, Mr. Jameson shared this, one of our other leaders in our group, we're going to help liberate a lot of families. And the question is, are you going to be one of them? Are you going to finally change your path and lock arms with us with something that people absolutely can win in, right?
We're going to retire people. I want to hold this right here for you. Guys, this is powerful, Randy. What you said, these numbers, they're going to happen. You've already done it in other businesses. We've already done it in other businesses. This is going to happen. You're either going to lock arms right now or you're going to watch us do it. But here's the key. Consistency over time. What did we learn this weekend? Hashtag consistency over time. I'm no better than nobody else.
Right.
There's people on this call that blow me away. The only difference is I started 5 years ago and I consistently did the little things every single day to get to these numbers. And let me tell you how powerful this is. You guys are about to have some chills. Let's say you want to get to 45 grand a month, okay? And over time, consistency over time, sharing our accounts, sharing our company, sharing our products. You're going to get into this because we're all building together as a family, right? Hashtag it family.
That's right.
There's 2,300 right here. Let me show you how powerful this is to go from 45,000 a month to 65,000 a month. Guys, there's 2,300 people in your business at that point right there, okay? We're getting them calls. We have calls 3 nights a week. We have trainings 3 nights a week. We do three-way calls all day long, Zoom calls. Me and Randy are flying around the country. We're getting in front of people all the time. If these 2,300 people all bring in one person next month, you're past that. You're past that. Guys, when you build a team, I don't care if you only have 10 people in your team. If you consistently do the small things and they all bring in one person this month, you'll be at 20. And guys, eventually you're going to be at these numbers. And if everybody can plug in to the training and the power that we have, it's as simple as bringing in one person a month, everybody, to double your organization every single month. That's the power of networking. That's the power of leverage.
That's it. I love it. Guys, some will make 500, some will make 5,000, some will make 90,000, and some will make 350,000 a month, right? That's just 20,000 people in your group. Folks, look.
You hit that one.
1,600. Last month in our beta rollout, even though we're a 3-year-old company, we locked arms and we said, you know what? We're going to really get serious about this now. And so we've been testing out a new rollout of sharing this message. And last month, in this small little group that we ran this little beta test in, all right, 1,600. That's how many all-ins, new customers, they got access to Rise that came on board. I want you to understand that. And so when we just broke down this compensation plan, you understand the power of it. I want you to understand we're just getting started. We're going to double that. We're going to triple that every single month. Every single month, it's going to compound and grow and grow. The question is, how much of that group volume do you want in your group?
Guys, we're talking about getting your product, your business, and everything for free with 3 people, right? We had 123 people that brought in 10 or more last month. 123 people in this group brought in 10 people or more. We're talking about 3 to have your business for free, use your products for free, and build your business for free and capitalize on the whole comp plan of what we're doing. There's people doing 3 in a day.
That's right.
Randy, it's 3? Are you really kidding me? Everything you're learning right here is the power of 3. Go get them. You don't stop at 3, but now you start helping other people create their freedom.
Guys, I've been a part of some incredible launches and businesses, and I'm going to tell you right now, I've not seen anything like this. And I've been with this company now going almost on 3 years as we've grown and expanded and even brought on and merged together with other companies because of the power of what we have. But here's what we're looking for. We are looking for strategic partners that want to help, that want to be accountable partners. You want to be accountable with us, and let's be financial freedom, financial fit accountability partners. Let's see who wants to make $2,000, $4,500, $9,000, $15,000 per month. We're looking to lock arms with people like that. And here's the thing. Here's what we're doing. Here's our next steps. We have in our company, part of our new beta test that we've rolled out and we've proven is we're now rolling out with a holding tank. What does that mean? That means if you're serious, this is why you will need to get back to the person who invited you to this broadcast immediately. Why? Because when you go all in and you tell them, listen, I'm ready to go all in, they're going to send you an enrollment application. They're going to have you get that filled out. You want to get that filled out as quickly as possible and go get your 3. Because here's what we're doing. We're locking arms and we're paying close attention to the people who get serious. The people who go get serious and invite people to a broadcast like this. We do these broadcasts every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And so you can invite them there. We'll add you to a private group. And then we're doing private trainings on Tuesday and Thursday and Sunday prior to this broadcast. And the people who take massive action will get preferred placement in our holding tank. What does that mean? When you understand the power of the group volume, that means that you're going to be in a much better position for the people who take action. If you say, you know what, I'm going to think about it for 48, 72 hours, you can completely do that, totally. But here's the thing that I love what Richard Branson says. He says, when you're presented with a huge opportunity, a massive opportunity, leap, do it, and figure it out as you get going. But take action and listen, go all in, do your $199. Listen, if you're brand new, okay, it's $199 a month, but for brand new, if you're getting started to build this business, it's up front, it's $279, okay? Because that means you're going to be a referral partner with us, and so it's $279 on the front end if you're going to build with us, okay? And so that's the power of this compensation plan. But here's the thing. I put these dollar signs here because, you know, the other night we did this, and we had a lot of people go all in, and they were on the first broadcast. You're now on the second broadcast of this new rollout, and we're going to have another broadcast in a few days, and we're going to have another one next week and Sunday, and you're going to be the benefactor of that. A lot of the activity could end up under you, but you need to take action, right?
Yep, that's powerful stuff. Just go all in, guys. We're talking about a $199 business or $279. You're talking about a business that's less than $300. It's less than your cell phone.
It is.
You're watching this on your cell phone right now. This is a business and an opportunity that can absolutely change your life if you let it. 5 years ago, I let it. You know, that business back then was $1,500 to join, right? We're talking about $279 if you're new on here. And guys, if you go out and get your 3 people, you have no overhead. They never touch your credit card again, and you're building a business, and you're in a waiting room as a preferred partner who's getting ready to take advantage of thousands of people in a holding tank. You can't get in a better time than we're in right now. You just can't do it.
With that, folks, I want to close this off. Mr. Gardner, thanks for jumping on here with me, brother.
Excited.
Guys, good night. Get back with the person who jumped on or that referred you to this broadcast. Let them know what, and they'll get you the next steps. They'll get you the third-party auditor. They'll get you the link and the document to get signed up. So thank you for jumping on.
Yep, thank you.
Bye-bye.